School taught me how to calculate the area of a triangle, memorize the periodic table. However, it did not teach me about credit scores or even learn how to manage stress. I've had to learn that myself in 24 years of living. It's been hard, and life doesn't unfortunately come with a syllabus, it's a test itself, right? While history and algebra have their place, I agree. However, I'm going to teach you lessons about money, mental health, and basic life skills that I wish I knew sooner, and I'm going to save you a lot of mistakes. Start with money because face it, that's one of the things that life hits you with first. And while school might have taught us maths, but if you don't learn about credit scores and ISAs and stuff like that, your money can turn into quicksand very fast. Number one, track every penny. Think of your money like a bucket of water, and there's so many holes. And if there's too many holes, you don't know how much water is going from where and when, right? So it's really important to track all your spending. So I don't use Excel. I just have a simple on my notes. I have my transport, my groceries list, and like my all like the recurring payments. I will always have them. Like I know what that is, my monthly cost. I will have how much I'm allowed to spend every month. It's so important to do this. And let's move on to number two. Building an emergency fund. You should always, always, always have an emergency fund because you never know when you're going to need it. And unfortunately, life is full of obstacles and you might get hit with a big fat check and you may need to know how to pay or where the money could possibly come. £5 a month, that's totally fine because it's something. It's a little cushion to save you from the debt or the stress that you might receive in the future. Number three, start investing early. So I've honestly I've learned about this really late. I will hold my hand up, but I've learned about trading and ETFs and index funds and S&P 500s and stuff like that. And it literally sounds like I'm rambling, right? But no, it is so easy. I read this book by Simran Kaur. She's amazing. It's called Girls Like Investing Too, something like that. I'll put the title here, and it changed my perspective. I downloaded like Trading 212 the day after I'd read like 50 pages, and I was like, I know what to do now. And the way she breaks it down is amazing. Honestly, it's not hard. And the thing is, I used to think like only rich people need to know how to invest, but everyone should be investing. Like no matter in your income, no matter if you're in school, university, you can start with £10 a week or whatever. It will add up. Obviously, everyone knows about compounding interest. That £5 will, you will thank yourself one day. Now let's talk about what they really didn't teach us in school, mental health. Life is very stressful and we're all just figuring out along the way, which is totally fine. I'm learning, you're learning, I'm here to learn along with you guys. But here's some of the things that I've learned along the way. Journaling. Like whenever I'm angry, I will have a pen and a paper in my hand because it's just my thought process. And there's a stoic, I think it was in the Marcus Aurelius book, and he talks about if you write something down like well enough, your problem is half solved. And it's so true because every time I write something down, I figure out a solution straight away. There's only so many pages that you can just ramble and ramble on about anger, jealousy, or whatever you're experiencing is totally fine. All I'm saying is when you write it down, that problem will be half solved already. Like it's like magic. Number two, set boundaries because I have learned this so late. Oh my god, I could never ever say no to anyone. Like I was a people pleaser. I will hold my hand up to it. I would do anything to make anyone happy, even if it meant upsetting me, because that's just the kind of person I used to be. But now, oh my God, I can count all my friends, my good friends on one hand. The party friends, they're on another hand. But all I'm saying is, it's so important to know what kind of boundaries you have with different people because I used to get so upset about like the energy that I would put in, then I would never receive that energy back. But then I realized I'm in control of that. Like I can set the boundary and like not give enough. That love that I was giving to other people, I started pouring it into myself. And honestly, when that happened, like I matured so much. Like I have matured so much. I feel like I've lived so many different lives. I know I'm only 24, but I have lived so many different lives. And this is moving on to my last one, therapy. Therapy is for everyone. It doesn't mean you don't need to be rich. And therapy could just mean talking to a good friend about what's going on in your life because sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes all you need is a walk and a matcha. I have them quite often. Apps out there that make it so accessible now. People even use ChatGPT. Admittedly, I have used ChatGPT to like solve my problems sometimes, and like that's free. You don't need to pay for anything. And I know not everybody has the budget for that, but now there's so much stuff out there. urge people to like talk about their problems, because as soon as you stop bottling in, like that's when they build up and that's when they really, really, truly will affect you. Part 3. Basic life skills we should all know. Learn how to cook. That little cooking class, little seminar thing you did in college or uni or whatever does not count. Like you need to learn at least how to make pasta, because all you do is boil the thing, right? But it's so important, and it will save you in like marriage, it will save you for the future. And not only that, food is power. I'm also a pharmacist, so honestly, food can heal people. I've seen it heal people, and truly, like the food that you eat, you need to be so mindful of, because it has a big play in the rest of your lives to come. Okay, number 2 is learn how to change a tire. I can't believe I'm saying this, and I had to Google this myself. So go on YouTube and literally look at like a 5 to 15 minute video. You need to learn how to change a tire, because once I got stuck on the motorway because of like a tire had popped, and oh my god, it was the scariest thing I had ever experienced. And we had to wait like 3 hours for someone to come out, and I was just like, oh my god, this is not it. And since then, I know how to change a tire. I might not do it well enough, and I probably will need to watch the video game when I do it, but at least I know the basics, right? Number 3, master time management. This is so important. If you do not plan your day, how are you gonna be your best self, because you don't even know what you're going to get up to, right? You need to be planning your day. Even writing a small sticky note over a to-do list, that's more than enough, because it's important to know what your expectations are. And then one thing that I learned of another creator, her name's Tamcore, she's amazing. She said once you make your like schedule for the week or whatever, look at your New Year's resolutions and how can you incorporate your New Year's resolutions into your weekly schedule, which is amazing. So I always do this. So like I always like make sure that I'm practicing what's on my vision board. I have it out, and it's just really important that you are doing those steps. It's like little reminders in your head. The truth is, life doesn't wait for you to figure it all out. It will just throw you into the deep end and expect you to swim. And all I want to do is be able to give back some of the life lessons that I've learned, because I feel like we're all on a journey. We're all here to learn and grow and be happy. But the good news is it's never too late to start learning, and you can learn. Here is my challenge to take one thing that you've been putting off for so long and do it, whether it's getting your finances in order, talking to that friend and learning where you stand with your boundaries, or prioritizing your mental health. If we're not growing and learning, what's the point? What is the point? And I feel like people learn this way too late sometimes. Thank you for listening. And if you've learned your life lessons the hard way, I'm really sorry to hear that, number 1. But I'm proud of you for getting through it on the other end, because there is always light at the end of the tunnel. And I would love to hear your stories. Let's keep the conversations flowing, because we're all in this together. And I hope you enjoyed the video.